And that's what I promise you month after month, being here, is to spend this time to share with you the strategies, the techniques, the capabilities in mindset, marketing, and momentum to give you the foundation to be successful in all areas of your life. Will they all be aligned and perfect all the time? Hell no. But when you anchor in the right habits, when you anchor in the right strategies, ones I wish someone taught me, man, you do sort of become bulletproof, and you realize I don't have to be successful but have a bad relationship, or have a great relationship but I'm broke, or have a great relationship and I make good money but my health suffers. No, screw that. We want to be in the best shape of our lives. We want to impact others. We want to be an example to others. We want to lean into our full potential plus some more. We want to reach that next level. We want to fail forward, learn, keep going, have that beacon of light that drives us. What's up, my Inner Circle family? It is so good to have you here. If you're with us live, I love it. We have like a record amount of people here today. I love it. When I look over here, it's because I get to see all your questions, all your comments. But just know, if you're brand new to this particular training where we're live every month, if you're brand new, I try not to look until it's time, because it's like I have ADD. I'm like, squirrel, oh my God, Logan said something nice. Oh, look what Ed said. Look what Al always said. Look what, and so, but here's what I tell you. I go back and look at all these comments. That's what I'll do the half hour after we're done. I'll go back. So you got any comments for me, any feedback, you liking it, what you like, what you want more of, I'm going to see it. So thanks for being in here. Comment away. I see people from all over the world here. I love it. And if you're watching us live, it's okay if you're watching the replay. It's the same amount of value. But I love having people here live. I love the energy it creates when we're all together. And if you're with me today live, if you live here in the States, it's the day before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And for wherever you are in the world, why don't we just all celebrate giving thanks for those things in our life that move the needle, that take us to another level? I mean, listen, it is so easy around the holidays. I'm just going to share this, and then we're going to get right into this training today to move the needle. This is a training today to set you up to make 2020 the best year of your life. That's why I'm so excited about this. That's why I'm loving that you're here today. That's why I'm glad we have a record-breaking amount of people live with us right now. This is amazing. I love it. But it's so easy during this time of year. I don't know about you. Maybe it's just me. I have two people inside of me. I got the good wolf and the bad wolf, right? If you read my book, you know that silly story. But I have a voice that wants to tell me, maybe it's my upbringing, maybe it's just everybody in the world. It's like your subconscious that wants to tell you what's wrong, what's lacking, right? Do you ever realize no matter where you go in your life, like financially, like you might be making more now than you ever thought you'd make when you're young, or making more of an impact on people's lives than you ever thought, or advanced in your career more than you ever thought, or being a better dad or a better mom or a better husband or wife than you ever thought. And maybe one day you wished you'd be married with kids, and now you're married with kids, or you wished you'd start the business and now you got the business. Like, we have this our subconscious has short-term memory that we had these goals, we achieved them. Most of us, if we went back to our 18-year-old self, we passed all the goals we set for ourselves. We just forgot to stop and celebrate. So I believe, and it's taking a little time to get to this because I want you to really think with me here. I believe that our subconscious is like, yeah, I forgot about that goal. Oh yeah, you got the book done. Oh, you started the company. Oh, you're a good dad. Oh, you're a good mom. Like, we forget all that stuff. And our subconscious is like, yes, but we're not in the best shape of our life going in the end of the year. But you know, you missed the last two things with your kids. Like, our subconscious ignores all the things that we did right and picks out the two or three that we're lacking at. And it's almost like our subconscious is chasing the horizon. No matter how fast you run west, can you ever get to the horizon? It's an impossible task. But sorry, a whole bunch of almonds before. I think, you know, the almond skin? Okay, never mind. I digress. But I think our subconscious is chasing, or some of us consciously are chasing a horizon, and we can never get to it. And I think this is a really good time of year to let the other voice talk, the one that says you can do this. No, you're not lacking. Look at all you accomplished. Look how far you've come. You're a better version of you today than you were last month, last year, 10 years ago. It's a culture of progress, right? We talk about that with our KBB family all the time. It's like, as long as you're a better version of you today than you were last week, last month, last year, you are moving forward. So I'm going to encourage you going into the holidays, going into a new year, is start thinking about all the good you can carry with you from 2019. Don't carry with you that you made more money, but you gained a little weight. Don't carry with you that you got in great shape, but you didn't get the business off the ground, or you didn't launch your first mastermind, or you didn't do your first deal. That's easy to do. Everybody and anybody could do that in 2 seconds. To pick apart what's wrong with something is so damn easy, and it's what the world does. And the more you pick on yourself and other people, the more you stay stuck. So before we get into the training I want to do today, I really want you to consider taking, now listen, if you got the Better Life Journal, we're going to be talking about the journal today, and whether you got the Better Life Journal or you got a pad or you have your journal or a planner, I'm going to go through how to set a foundation for 2020 to crush it using a journal, right? But it's what's in the journal. It's not just the paper. It's not just the cover, right? But I really want you to think about what I said. I've gone years going into the end of the year going, damn it, I didn't reach the goals I wanted. I didn't make the money I wanted. And it never served me. It never served my next level. It didn't serve me getting to my goals faster. You know what served me is reminding myself what I did accomplish, how far I've grown, what did I do, what goals did I reach. And that carries a different, right? That carries a different vibe. When you're moving away from something painful, it's a completely different vibe than moving towards something more pleasurable. Can we agree with that? Can I get a heck yeah on that? Like when you're like, oh, I have no money, I gotta make money, compared to money will flow to me, but I want to make more of an impact going this way so I can make more money, help my family, and donate more of it. Which one feels better? Oh, I gotta get away from this, or I want to go towards that, right? So let's just start that. I know holidays can be weird, and I mean, believe me, my parents were married 9 times between them when I was a kid. Holidays sucked for me as a kid, if you want to know the truth. It was just weird and chaotic, and my parents didn't agree on where I went and when, and get picked up in the middle of Christmas and fights, and it was ugly. Made me the man I am. Wouldn't change any of it. I'm thankful to God, my parents, for that. But deep down, there's this like weird thing that comes up in the holidays. I don't know if anybody else has got it. Like holidays come and everything's festive, and every once in a while I have a day I'm like, man, this kind of sucks. I'm like, no, what happened? Subconscious or old limiting beliefs or thoughts pop in and say, you're lacking this, and you didn't have family as a kid, and it was sucked when you didn't have presents, and like, oh, who is that? Like it's those 2 people on the inside. So I'm going to encourage you to be crazy like me and analyze the 2 people that live inside of you. If you already live in the optimistic, aspirational, no negativity world, I love you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm working on it every day. I live mostly there, but I got this other voice that used to be louder, and I shut him up. Every decade, it gets quieter and quieter, and I hope soon I can just kill it and it's gone. All right. That's my little pitch to get us in the mood. Are you guys in the mood today? Are you ready? So what I want to talk about is journaling. It's journaling and also a philosophy on how I run my life and I run my business and how I time manage and how I do things that move the needle in my life. And, you know, so many people will say to me, how do you do it all? You know, last night I brought my son to his last game. It was the championship game. They lost, but I have to say, he's 10, and they played against kids that were 12. It looked like David and Goliath. Like, my son was playing first and then pitched, and when the other team stood next to him, I was like, oh my God, those kids are as big as me. Anyway, they did a heck of a game. They played their hearts out. But I make every game. I make every practice. And when my kids are with me, because it's the most important thing in my life, I'm there at 3 o'clock. When they come out of class, I'm like, hey, Dad's here. My daughter just turned 13, so I got to not do this anymore. I'm just like, yo, what's up, babe? Good to see you. Fist bump, right? So, but how do I say that? Because we all have those desires of what's important to us, right? So what's important to you? I want to make sure that in 2020, you not only gain the success you want, but success without fulfillment. Money without fulfillment, money without reaching your goals is the biggest emptiness in the world, right? Not the biggest emptiness, but it's empty, right? It's the biggest failure. That's what I should have said. So how do we tie it all in? How do you reach the financial success? How do you launch the company? How do you impact the world that you want to impact the way you want to do? Create that revenue, share it with whoever you want, help other people, but simultaneously literally do the things that you were put on this earth to do. At this phase of my life, I'm put on this earth to be a great dad and be a great husband. And I got a new baby on the way. My wife's 5 months pregnant. It's amazing. It's going so quick. I'm going to have a end of March baby. My daughter just turned 13. My son turns 11. And simultaneously, I'm on a mission to make self-education the new norm. I built an incredible team. My team that I have here, oh my God, they're my family. So it's like, I want to make impact. I want to run this family that we call a team. I want to be a great dad. I want to even be a better dad to my new child. And I want to be an incredible husband. Don't know if I was in my last relationship, but I am now, and I work on being a better version of me. I wasn't looking for a better person. I needed to become the better person so I could attract them. I know that's important to me, and I don't slack on any of those. So how the heck have I started 13 companies, 3 new companies in the last 20 months, one with Tony Robbins, one with other people. Like I just am signing a contract in another deal we're doing right now. How am I doing all those things? And I'm completely immersed. I'm not dabbling in anything. I don't dabble in KBB. I don't dabble in releasing my new book, which comes out soon. The Underdog Advantage comes out on the 3rd of December. I didn't dabble when I wrote that. It's the best book I've ever written in my life. I didn't dabble when I created the Better Life Journal. How the hell do I get all that done? It's the biggest question people ask me. How do you do it all? And how do you do it all so well? I'm not bragging. I've just been doing this for so long. I know I look 27, but I am 51. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I wish. But I've just been an entrepreneur. I've never worked for anybody in my whole life, and I didn't come from any money, and I didn't have an education. And I had to learn a lot of this stuff silly through my own trial and error in my 20s. Later 20s, finally realized, dumb, learn from other people who've already done it. And then I obsessed on it. I have so many teachers, it's unbelievable. And I have a really good brain for taking that and boiling it down and using the pieces that work. Because I don't know about you, when I get too much feedback, even if I get a planner with all different things to do it, I get overwhelmed and then I do nothing. Just think about this in your life, and I'm setting up this training because I really want you to think about this. If something is 10% too complex in your life, and please let me know if you agree with me, if something is just 10% too complex, you got an app on your phone, it's like, oh, this event's gonna help me get in better shape. But you go into the app, and it's like, oh, you gotta count your calories and write down exactly what you eat at every meal. I'll do that tomorrow, and you never go back. Anything on your phone that's 10% too complicated, do you use it? Let me know if this is true. If it's 10% too complicated, you don't use it. At least that's me. I've gotten great planners from buddies of mine who love it, but in my opinion, when I look at it and it gives me all this process, I'm like, oh, I don't have time to do that right now, and it really is not effective. I'll do it tomorrow. Boom, that journal's dead for life. That app, dead for life. Like booking flights on an app. Right, it's a no-go, right? Like, no way. If it's so, what I want to show you today is how do we create a process in our life that's simple, impactful, effective, moves the needle, gets the job done. That's what I obsess on. That's how I get to build new companies, partner with great people. I speak all around the world, write my books, do my journals, launch KBB, help people in every area I possibly can, speak at my high performance masterminds that some of you come to, how do I get to do all that? Because I have simple, effective ways to move the needle in my life. And that's what I want to teach you. So, you guys ready for some teaching? Whether you got your journal or not. If you don't have one, you should get one. But if not, I don't care if you use. Right now, I have a pad sitting here that I used this morning because my journal was in the other room. But I don't go anywhere without this. This is literally my life. Like everything I've done for you in the last month is in this book. And every month I keep these books. I burn through one, I bet you every 2 months I burn through a journal. But I don't just journal in a way. If you guys have the journal, you went through outcome journaling, you know that training. But this one's going to go deeper. This is a completely different approach that I want to share with you guys today. So there's 3 types of stuff. Are you ready for this? Now if you got your journal, it's time to start writing. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. We all know that. You're like, oh, that's brilliant, Dean. But you know that already. But a lot of times I do it. I don't know about you. I still slip back into doing busy work. And I feel like I had an accomplishing day, and then I look, I'm like, no, you just found a way to keep your brain busy, but did you actually move the needle in your life? Did you move towards a bigger future? Did you grow? Did you become a better version of you today than yesterday? And I really need to measure that. But again, if it's a complicated app, like write in what I ate for lunch and how many calories it was, you don't do it. So here's what so I'm going to give it to you the way I do it. There's 3 types of things that I write down in my journal, and kind of 3 types of things that we do on a regular basis, right? So there are things in your life, and this is what you need to write down, and some of you can text it in here, which I love when you guys do that, or not text it, post in here. There's things that you must do, right? So let's label it 1 through 3. There's things you must do. So what are some things you must do? You might want to do them, but they're a must. Like at 3 o'clock, at 2:40, the days I have my kids, I must. It's just a part of my life. I ain't missing it until they tell me I can't do it anymore. At 2:40, I must go pick up my kids from school. Yes, I could send my assistant. Yes, my wife can go. Yes, their mom can go. But for me, that's a must. I must go there, right? There's other stuff I must go. I must go, if you saw that other training, I had to get, I cut myself shaving today. But the other one, I had like 3 pre-cancers I had to get burned off. There's must things of like going to a doctor and making sure you're maintaining yourself. There's must, I don't mean it in a bad way. There's good musts and bad musts. Picking up my kids, a must I love. Going to the gym in the morning, I don't know if I always love it, but I must go to the gym every morning because it puts my head in the right space. So there's must do stuff. So you kind of just got to label that, and always, always, always question must do stuff. Like, I must go hang out with my friends on Thursday night because it's how we all bond. Well, maybe that's what you must do in your 20s and your 30s. I don't know. Every time I go there, we don't talk about anything positive. We talk about what's wrong with the country, the world, the president, my family, my friends. I end up talking shit about my boyfriend or my girlfriend. Like, I don't know if that's a must anymore. So I would question all the musts. But if you must do Monday morning meetings with the team, that's a must. But again, this is all stuff I write everything in my journal. This is why I'm going to try to tie this all together, right? When you get the journal, you get that 20-minute training. I give you the tactical. This, I'm giving you the heart behind the simplicity of why this has moved the needle so much in my life, right? So what are some of the musts you do? They're just on the calendar, no matter what. And I would really analyze, are they a must? Can you delete them? Are they a must? And if they are, can you make them better? Like if you're going to do a Monday morning meeting, can you show up and actually move the needle in your life? Like this is all going to come down to what the journal says is, what are the most important needle movers in your life? Because we get stuck in minutia. We get stuck in the hypnotic rhythm. Dale Carnegie used to call it. We get stuck in the hypnotic rhythm of a day. We get stuck in the hypnotic rhythm of a weekly routine, of a monthly routine, and you don't realize it. It's like, wow, I've been doing the same workout. Oh, I've been getting the same coffee. Oh, I've been handling the meetings the same way. Oh, I've been picking my kids up and I'm kind of not in the best mood in the same way. And it's like, screw that. Time to shake this shit up. Like, how do I improve picking my kids up? Like, some days I'll have a crazy day, I'll pick my kids up. I'm like, yeah, I'm just waiting in this line. I'm like, no, I'm going to park, and when they come out, they're going to see my big smile. I don't care what I feel like. I'm shaking this up today. I'm like, I must pick them up because I want to, but I'm going to do it different. Like, I'll show up, sometimes we have weekly meetings for the teams, and it's very, this is what we did this week, this is what we accomplished, we took what we measure, we look at our scorecard, and they do that. And some days I'll just come in like, yo, what's up, everybody? I want to tell you about this story with my kid. And I'll just shake it up, and I watch their faces. It just shuck up. If we're going to do a must, shake it up. And then really analyze those musts, right? Okay, second part. So there's stuff you must do. And then there's busy work, okay? Now, this stuff gets written in here. I don't want to like just totally dog it, be calling it busy work like you shouldn't do it. But this is stuff that's habit driven. I want you to identify things that are habit driven. This is busy work, but this is stuff, if you're currently working in a job, there's busy stuff you do all day and you have to. That's how you get a paycheck. That's how you help the company grow. That's how you do what you do. If you own your own company, there's stuff that's busy work. I did busy work all morning. Legit. I was on the phone closing a partnership deal for an hour, talking about the contract, talking about each person's roles and responsibilities, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of busy work to me. I kind of hate it, but I have to do it. But once again, you got to analyze the busy work, the repetitive stuff that you have to do, not the stuff you must do. That's different. The busy work, you have to analyze. Is it busy work that actually keeps the company stable, or keeps your job, or keeps your family, or keeps that stable, but doesn't really move the needle in your life? And then there's some busy work that, come on, it's time to let it go. It's stop doing it. Literally, find a different way. Hire a virtual assistant in the Philippines for $5 an hour. Hire an intern, a college intern at $15 an hour and get them to pick up your dry cleaning and run the errands and go to Home Depot and build the signs or help you with your graphics. Go to Fiverr.com. Go to 99 Designs and get your logos done. Stop going online and playing with your logos for 10 hours, and in between that, you're stopping by to see what the Kardashians did. I'm not knocking the Kardashians, and most of you don't watch, but some of us know more about the Kardashians than we know about how to move the needle forward in our life, about marketing, right? Don't go online and say, I want to look at all these other sites and how they're doing it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, Bruce Jenner did that? Like, maybe that's not topic. I don't watch the news, so maybe that's not hot in the news anymore. But I'm sharing this stuff because I watch so many people get sucked into busy work that's not a needle mover. And the reason I'm sharing this and how I hope you're loving this because I'm just sharing it real and raw. This little journal changes my life because I write it all down. I write down what I must do. I write down my busy work, and in no form. I'm just telling you mine. Mine is sloppy. Like, this is just what I write every single day of my life. Everything goes in here, and the busy work in here, the must-do stuff. And when I get the chance every 2 weeks, and we'll get to it, to kind of bring all of it forward on the sheet that in my journal, it's 3 columns. It's the needle movers, and most important, it's the what I need to do today, this week, and this month, and then what should I stop doing. When I kind of take all my notes from like a week or two, and I bring them form and kind of condense them, I get to go, why would I think I must do that? I must not do that anymore. Or that busy work, yeah, that's the foundation of my company. I don't love it, and someday I want someone to do it for me, but right now I got to do it. That's busy work that must be done. Let's just call it busy work. It's effective work. I don't want busy to have a negative connotation on some of it, but maybe it's effective work. Don't love it, got to do it. Let me find a way to like it. Let me find a way to like it. But then there's also busy work that you're like, I don't need to do that anymore. That busy work doesn't do anything for me, God, the universe, my next level, next version of me, my evolution, my growth, making 2020 the best year of my life. Like, that busy work doesn't do crap for me. It's got to go. All right, you feeling it? Now, the first was what? Must do stuff. Second is busy work, kind of habits. You got to watch those habits. There's good habits that keep your company growing. There's busy work that doesn't do crap for anybody, not your company, not your business, not the job you're in, not your career, none of it. Doesn't get your first mastermind, workshop, book, whatever it is you want out of life to the next level, just doesn't do it. And the third, and this, I'm going to tie this all together, guys. I'm going to tie this all together. The third is the most important part. That's the needle movers. That is the things that you can work on that are sometimes scary that actually move the needle in your life. That's how your career leapfrogs. That's how you get the business off the ground. That's how you take the business that's doing okay and you scale it to another level. And this is the part that really, and I'm gonna jump ahead here. This is the part that has changed my life. And this is a part why journaling, whether mine, a pad, a white pad like this, or anybody's, this is talking about just getting it done today. That's where I know that I pass people I work with. Everybody says, how do you stay ahead? How are you always cutting edge? How have you been relevant in social media and TV and in this space for 21 years? How have you been an entrepreneur? Wait till you read The Underdog Advantage. I go more personal in here on failure stories and success stories. I share stuff in here I've never shared anywhere in the world. How do you do all that? How do you do all that is because I really work and obsess on the needle movers in my life. So this is an important part. What is a needle mover? To me, it's working on your business, not in it. It's looking at it from up here and seeing where it could go, right? So I want to tell you what I journaled about this morning in a needle mover. And I'm going to talk about, like, I want you to, and write this down right now. I want you to schedule time like you're scheduling a dentist appointment, like you're scheduling time with your kids, time with your spouse, like you're scheduling something so important. I want you to schedule time every week and eventually every day that you are going to do whatever it takes to get in flow state. And you're going to spend time in your journal working and thinking through needle movers. Even if some of the ideas are the dumbest ideas in the world. I've had such dumb ideas when I was in flow state. I've also had dumb ideas that changed the world and changed my life. They don't happen when you're doing busy work. They don't happen when you're doing the stuff you must do. They don't happen when you're running late. They don't happen when you're stressed. Why do you think you get the best ideas in the world when you're in the shower? Or you wake up in the night and go, oh my God, I solved that problem. right? Think about that. That's flow state without you putting yourself in it, because your brain's not thinking of the 500 million things that are on your phone, in your life, being a business owner or somebody wanting to start a business, or being a parent, being a husband, being a wife, being a relative, a friend, like all this stuff's going on. It's hard to get the big breakthroughs unless you schedule it. And I do. And when I schedule it, I sit down with this and I say, what are the things that really move the needle? If there's a problem going on in my company or in my life, I write it in my journal. Guys, I hope you're getting the simplicity of this, and I promise I'll wrap it all together. I'm just looking here to make sure. If you guys are liking this so far, give me a thumbs up. I've never taught this on the depth. I'm going into my personal life on how I handle things. Doesn't mean you have to do it like me, but I've loved, this has changed my life. And this is the first time I'm sharing it. It might even be a little clunky, because I'm sharing my deepest like parts of me and secrets, but if you don't schedule time and get yourself in a place to think about the things that can move the needle in your life, or solve the problems in your life, or fuel the opportunity, then you will continue to be busy. You will continue to do the busy work and the needed work. And then you can just use a planner and just plan your day. Like, just plan your day. 2 o'clock, I'll do this. 4 o'clock, I'm going to do this. 5 o'clock, I'm going to do this. 6 o'clock, I'll jump on the call. 7 o'clock, I'll pick up the kids. 8 o'clock, I'll do dinner. 9 o'clock, I'll take the shower. I'll go to bed, get up. I'll meditate in the morning. By 10 o'clock, I'll go to the gym. I'll do this. Planning doesn't move the needle in your life. Being in flow state and thinking how you could solve a problem or fuel an opportunity does. So in my journal, if I'm facing something, I'll write it down. So I'm going to give you an example. You guys are getting behind the scenes today. Last night, my team, we're doing the first ever Knowledge Broker World Summit event, October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tony Robbins and I are doing an event for anybody who wants to extract what they know, be a part of the knowledge industry. So stoked. We got a place 2 days ago. We we're going to lock it in today or Monday. We got a place that holds 7,200 people. We're already like 45% sold out, right? It's in October, right? 10 months away, 11 months away. So excited about it. And we're bringing in some incredible speakers, and Tony and I are going to just rock the house. And anyway, we're getting that all set up. So with only 7,200 spots, we're going to sell out way in advance. And my desire to impact, as you guys know, if you're here, my desire to impact at this phase of my life is my legacy. It is my mission. It is my purpose. It is my beacon of light to serve at the highest level, to give people the things I wish someone gave me. So with 7,200 people, we're going to sell out probably 3 months, maybe 4 months in advance. There's going to be so many people wanting to go. So what's the problem? You're like, what's the problem with that, Dean? Here's the problem. As crazy as this sounds, 10 to 12% of the people that buy a ticket won't show up last minute. So that means if we have 7,000 seats, using round numbers, and 10 to 12% of the people don't show up, that could be 800 empty seats. Here's the crazy part. That's a problem, because there's 800 people that I can't impact that would have done anything to be at that event, but they couldn't get a ticket because we were sold out. So that's a problem. I don't want an empty seat in the house, because if Tony and I are going to spend 3 days with people, if we're going to do all this work and spend $1 million on this event and like rock the house for people that want to gain capabilities and be motivated and inspired, do you really want 800 empty seats? Like, there's going to be people at home going, I could have had that seat. So that's a problem for me. So my team's like, yeah, we can call people, we can do this, we can do that. And then I woke up this morning and I shut everything off. I have to be honest, usually I go to the gym first, but this one I felt some solutions coming. And I just said, no, this is flow state, this is needle moving time. I'm going to focus on nothing else. I'm not going to answer voice memo, I'm not going to answer emails, I'm not going to look at my text, I'm not going to look at social media. I'm just going to look at this problem. It's written down, like literally 2 pages ago this morning. There's the problem. And I stared at it. Like, what can I do? What can I do? I want people there. I want people to know. Like, I know what we're going to do. And I came up with a solution of doing an outbound call to people and saying, listen, if there's any reason you don't want your ticket, if your thoughts changed, if the spouse you were going to bring, the friend you were going to bring, like literally, I know 99% of the people who got a ticket for themselves are coming. But if they bought a ticket for a spouse, They might be thinking, man, my spouse doesn't want to. Bought a ticket for a friend. The friend doesn't want to go. We're going to call everybody. Yes, we're going to call everybody. And we're going to say, congratulations. Love that you're coming. This event's going to rock. In fact, it's going to be so sold out. And we want every seat filled. Listen, the other ticket you have a +2. If you don't want that other ticket, can we buy it back from you? Literally. Now, as simple as that sounds, I'm just telling you the little things we solve on a regular. That doesn't sound like much, but that could be the difference of 1,000 people. If you did 15%, like 1,000 people that would have 1,000 empty seats that I'm going to pay for all the things that go on in the overhead, and then I don't get to impact those lives. That one thing that I discovered in flow state is going to solve that problem. So I got done thinking through it, took 20 minutes working on my business, kind of got in flow state, working on a needle mover. I laid out the whole thing. I want to do that. Plus I'm going to do, if you're coming to the event, I'm going to do a live monthly training just for the people coming to the event. And I'm like, well, what better than to bring in the speakers, the special guests, and let the speakers go live every month and talk about what they're going to share and share good stuff. And I came up with I just spent 15 minutes, not an hour, not 5 hours. When you're in flow state, you condense time. In flow state, you take 15 minutes and you can get done what most people get done in 4 hours when they're in busy work mode or must-do mode, right? So I came up with this whole blueprint. It took me 15 minutes. And then I jotted all the notes. I got on my phone. I recorded a 3.5-minute video laying the whole thing out with Teresa and Tanner and Jeremy and Josh and my team. I said, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fill every seat. And they got back like, how the hell did you think of that? No one's ever done that before. Buy back a ticket. That sounds so crazy. I'm like, of course it does. And here's the thing. In flow state, sometimes you come up with really dumb ideas. And maybe this won't work, but I think it's brilliant. And we'll find out when we do it. But if I would have just got up, went to the gym, came into the office, did my meeting, closing that deal on a new company that I'm partnering with. If I would have done all that and said, how do I fix it? I don't know, guys. Just send them extra emails. We love them. They know they're going to come to the event. How could they miss this? Some people do, 10 to 12%. I solved that problem because I was working on a needle mover. What in your life right now needs to be solved? What needs to be solved? Answer me one of these things. And if you want to share it with everybody, let us know. What's a problem in your life that needs to be solved right now? And if you solve that problem, that one problem, it has exponential results, right? I shared this with so many of you that going back on a personal note, when I was going through divorce, I worried so much because I'm a child of 9 divorces, or 8 divorces, 9, between my mom and my dad, right? 4 and 5 marriages, right? So I feared divorce at the highest level possible. Feared it, like for my children, because I remember what happened with me and I didn't like it. I didn't like never feeling confident, never feeling secure, different houses, moved 20 times, and I'm the man I am because of it. But I just didn't want that for my kids. If you've been through divorce, you know some of the things, if it didn't go right or your parents didn't handle it the way you thought they should, it kind of sucks, right? I'm going to look at all these. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to see I just don't want to get sidetracked here. But it made me so fearful. And I started thinking of all these things. What if we don't get along? What if my ex badmouths me? What if the kids are fractured? What if the kids, I had 100 things that were bugging me. And I literally sat in flow state night after night trying to think, how do I solve this problem? How do I solve this problem? And I'm like, what could be the one problem in my journal? What could be the one problem, pen in hand, that could solve many? What thing could I solve to solve many? And it seems really dumb, but in this flow state, in this needle moving state, I wrote on my journal, and I have the journal because I keep every one of them, I wrote, become dear friends with my ex. And I put not BS friends, not superficial. Let her be heard, I be heard. Create a friendship. We lost, it's all personal stuff, but we lived in separate bedrooms for 2 years before we finally decided to quit. And I'm not an advocate of divorce, but that was right for us. And I wrote down, I am going to become real friends. And I wrote it down. It was in my journal. And then I just started writing down all the things when I was in this flow state, not in work, not in busy work, not in must stuff. I set time aside and I started thinking, oh my God, I could listen more. Oh my God, I could write her a declaration of 10 things I will never do. I will never talk bad about her in front of anybody, never once, not in front of God, the universe, anybody. No matter what you do to me, I will never say a bad word about you. I will never disagree with you on how we're going to handle the kids. I will never disparage you. I'll always make sure I'm there for you. When I meet somebody, I'll make it very important that we are all family and we're all friends and there's not going to be this separation. And I wrote down 10 declarations. I thought of that in this in this flow state, and I sent her the 10 declarations, and then I stopped talking about it. After I wrote down, I just started being it. And I started listening more. I started to be more attentive. And when I met someone, first thing I said is, I hope it's okay that I don't hate my ex. I'll never say a bad word about her. And she's the mother of my children, and I want someone who loves my kids. And I wrote down all this stuff. And that merger, like all of that happened in here during flow state. Not when I was stressed out, worried about my kids. Not when I was stressed out if lawyers got involved. Not when I was stressed out if people would judge me. Not when I was stressed out thinking about my childhood. When I was in flow state, not listening to the voice that said, this is going to go bad. This is going to be like every other divorce that goes sideways and costs millions and ruin your kids. When I listened to this voice, the one I was talking about in the middle, it said, no, you could do this different than everybody else. You could work on one thing, one problem that solves a lot. So you guys wrote down some of the big problems you might be facing. Write it in your journal. Write it on a piece of paper right now and dedicate time this week to coming up with solutions for that. Listen, my daughter in school had a little tiff going on, a little disagreement with a friend of hers, dear friend. She's 13. Things happen. They didn't see it, and my daughter was ready just to I just don't want to deal with it, right? So the mom reached out and was talking to my ex, and they were going back and forth with all these things. And I just got on the phone. I said, guys, I don't mean to cut to the chase, but here's what I'd like you to do. Don't solve this for them. Put them in a room, let them meet at Starbucks, and write down, how do we solve it? And let them come up with 3 or 4 things to solve. And when they pick the one thing that can solve all problems, then let them write down 3 or 4 action steps they can do to get this out of the way. Oh my God, the mom was like, why didn't I think of that? My ex was like, that was brilliant. They put them together, that's working. Like, only because of this process of solving big problems, journaling, working on needle movers. This is the way, again, I've never taught this before. This is part of me. You're getting a peek on how I move the needle in my life, because so many people focus on all the minutia, all the little stuff. They stress about the things that go wrong without a solution. They worry about what other people think. All these little things. Each little one of those things eats up all your time, and at the end of the day, you never thought about one thing. You didn't give the right energy to the one thing that could actually solve the problem. So write down right now the problem and dedicate a week to focus on this. Now, here's another thing I focus on all the time, is what opportunities do I have in my life? What's a big opportunity that's scary? One of the big opportunities, if you're part of the KBB movement or anything that I do, you get my books or just part of Inner Circle or just here today learning about this journal, whatever you're here today for, I want you to think about something. There's big opportunities. And sometimes they seem so big, you go, oh, I don't know if I could do that. You know, right now, you know what my big goal is, along with Tony? Is to solve a broken education system. Make such a big noise in the self-education space that colleges don't go out of business. I don't want that. I want them to go, we better step up. We better evolve with the times. We better not be the same as we were in 1940. We better stop raising our costs so much that it's outpacing income. It's rising 8 times faster than income. You got college debt at $1.5 trillion, yet 100 colleges have over $1 billion in their savings account. How the hell is that? Like, you got $1 billion in your savings account and you raised rates 8 times faster than, it's all screwed up. Now, I'm not saying teachers are screwed up, I'm saying the system's screwed up. So it's a pretty big opportunity to solve the education problem. If we could solve it, we will be, and I know we're going to be, the people who make self-education the new norm. And someday, I hope, in 25 years, college has stepped up, and it's either college or what Tony and Dean help with. And it doesn't even have to be Tony and Dean. It's KBB, it's mastermind.com, it's all those things, right? That's a big opportunity. When I'm busy, when I'm in flow state, or not flow state, when I'm busy and doing busy work and running my company and meeting with my accountants and closing deals, if I try to think I'm going to solve the education problem, like, oh, just shut up, Dean, like my own inner voice, just shut up. That's too big. That's too, you're not going to do that. But when I write down, how do I solve in my journal, how do I solve with the KBB family and everything I do, how do we make self-education the new norm? And I dedicate the time, I schedule it, I shut everything else off, and I go, what are some things we can do? I'm telling you, within 10 minutes, and you know this, you've been there in that state where just the ideas keep flowing. And as the ideas come in, I just write them all down. And then I look at it and go, oh, that was kind of dumb. That'll never happen. Like, ooh, that one. That one. Wow, that one's solid. And then I'll spend time the next time I'm scheduled to get in this needle moving flow, working on your business, whatever the hell you want to call it. The next time I do that, I'll go deep on that. So what I'm trying to give you guys is this not structured tactical template, which most people need. I'm trying to give you the philosophy of simplifying your actions, of doing the things that move your life towards where you want to go and away from where you don't want to be anymore. And if you're currently using a planner or an app or no system at all, and you're not going as fast as you want, then I'm going to encourage you to watch this video 5 times and really try to, because this isn't hard. I just carry this wherever I go, and I write down stuff I must do, stuff that is a habit, needs to get done this day, and I write down the ideas and thoughts and dreams. Like, we need to spend more time envisioning where you want to be in a year from now and what that looks like. And just write it down, because the more you write it down, there's a statistic that I don't know, but when you write something down, you're exponentially more likely to accomplish it rather than just thinking about it or even typing it. Typing it doesn't resonate with your soul or your brain or your thoughts or your subconscious like writing down. I wrote dream, vision, write, flow, clarity, good or dumb idea. It needs to come out of you and go on paper, right? We need to stop working in your job. You need to stop working in your business, and you need to extract yourself and look down upon it and work on it. And that's what this does. And then this is the thing. Then in my journal, every 2 weeks, every 14 days, whether you use a page a day, I use a lot more pages than one a day. But every 14 pages, I have, because I've been doing this on a yellow pad forever, so I'm just going to show you on this because I'm not ready to go to a whiteboard. But let me just show you on this. I create columns, and I've been doing this. Before I did journaling, I did this in a yellow pad. Today, this week, and this month. Okay? And then not to do. So this is something I've been doing literally for over 25 years. And I used to do it on a yellow pad until the yellow pad, like the front cover would get so beat up it'd fall off and I'd lose stuff. So that's when I went to journaling. But what I would do is I would take a couple of days, a week's worth of my notes, the must-dos, the habit stuff, the busy work, and the needle movers, the ideas, the big problem that needs to be solved, the opportunity you want to fuel. I would take all that, and I'd kind of throw away the stuff that didn't mesh, and I would bring it forward, and I'd say, today I need to get these things done. This week, I need to get these things done. This month, I need to get these things done. And then what I would do is, I'll just tell you I made this easy. I said put a check next to needle movers and put or an X next to needle movers and a check next to the most important. So I'd write down, today I want to close contract. I want to go live in DIC and teach journaling. I want to do this, I want to do that. I write all these things down. They're in my journal, right? And I'd say, closing that deal, that's got to happen before Thanksgiving. To me, I'd put like 3 stars next to it. Go live on DIC and rock their world, 3 stars. I'm definitely doing it today, and I'm definitely doing my best to rock your world, and I'm definitely doing my best to be completely transparent. Like, here's how I hope to positively affect you, is I just want to be the realest, raw version of me. Tell you my goods, my bads, and what's allowed me to get here. Here's what I ask you to do. You ready for this? Look in my eyes. Take what serves you from today and use it, and throw the rest away. If you didn't like because I rambled too much and told you the story about my daughter or told you a story about my son, I'm sorry. That's how you get to know me. If you were here, I'd want to get to know you. If you didn't like that, throw it away. Next time you watch the video, fast forward. But find the parts today that you went, oh shit, I need to do that. And make it stick. Take what serves you, throw the rest away. Now here's the cool part. I teach this in the journaling process. But I write down, taking the last 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, last day. Sometimes I do these on a daily basis, right, in the journal. I have stars. Sometimes I'll put 4 stars, like absolutely must. And then there's stuff I got to do this week and then this month. And just think if there's stuff here and stuff here. As I get this done and cross this out, and let me see over here, and I cross this out and I cross this out, I just move stuff over. How this really works is everything is evolving from right to left, right? I put 2 months ago, I would have put or 6 months ago, it might have been on my list, is get the last chapter of the book done. And then this month might be finalize the book. You know what's on my this month now? I have to record. I'm going to read my entire book. I didn't do it with Millionaire Success Habits because it was just really hard, but it's been the number one thing people requested. So not only can you get the hardcover now, in probably a month or two, you'll be able to get my voice on it. It's on my this month, but I got to get it done this month. So right now it's on this month. Next week it'll be here. It's got to get done next week. And then there's going to be a day where I record the book to today, and I'm like, got to start today. So you got this evolution. You got this evolution of right to left, right? So to summarize, without being very tactical, because that's just not my personality, I do as best I can. The 3 types of things I write in my journal are the must-do stuff, the busy work, and the needle movers. In those needle movers are my biggest obstacle that needs to be solved, or biggest problem that needs to be solved, and my biggest opportunity that needs to be fueled. And I schedule time not only for doing all the busy and must-do stuff, I schedule time for flow, for needle moving stuff, for working on my business, not in my business. It's in my phone. It's written down. There's time that I just do that. And that's where I dream. I have clarity. I come up with the big fixes, the big wins. And in 15 minutes, I get more solved than I could in 15 hours when I'm in those other states. And then I summarize all that stuff on a regular basis. Do it every day. Do it once a week. Do it every 2 weeks. And I go, what needs to get done now? What needs to get done this week? What needs to get done this month? And I move it from right to left. You guys just got my total unfair advantage on how I handle this stuff. Now, here's the last piece of that. The last piece of that is along the bottom, and I didn't adopt this. I didn't do this 25 years ago, but I bet you I started it 10 years ago. I analyze all that stuff I wrote in a day, 5 days, 2 weeks. When I bring it over, I look and I go, what are the things I can stop doing? What are the things that don't move the needle in my life? What are the things that don't serve me? They don't serve God. They don't serve another level of life. And they go on at the bottom, right here, I always write all the things I need to stop doing. Some weeks, there's nothing. Some weeks are like, oh shit, I still do that. That's gotta go. Got to go. And that becomes part of my not to-do list. Guys, this is how I get more done than most people. This is how I go fast. Do me a favor. Let me know if this is like sinking in. If this is sinking in, give me a thumbs up or a yes or a hell yes, because I journaled on this training, but I've never done this. I've never shared it with anybody. I didn't share it with just the people who got my journal. They don't have this. They have a basic 20-minute training on the tactical way to use this book on outcome journaling. But this is my heart. This is my soul. Now you know the way I think. You know the way I get stuff done. And I do this religiously because stuff that I had to do, appreciate it, stuff I had to do a year ago is now on my not to-do list. Stuff that was a hypnotic rhythm of doing all the time is now on my not to-do list. And the more things I get to analyze, the more I look, the more I say no to the things that don't serve me, what can I do? I can say yes to the things that do serve me. Yes to growing. Yes to taking my courses to another level. Yes to the Knowledge Broker World Summit being the best event that's ever hit the world. Yes to picking my kids up at 3. Yes to coaching Little League. Saying no to those things that don't move the needle in your life allow you to say yes. When people are like, dude, what do you got, 48 hours in a day? People laugh. Or you got a twin? Like, people say that to me all the time. It's like, no, I got this little journal thing here, and I got this really simple, stupid way of keeping track of my time, my effort, and my energy, and that's how I get things done. Now, take what serves you, throw the rest away, I already said that, and how do you incorporate this into your 2020? How do you bring some of this, all of this, a tiny little part of it into 2020? And that's the stuff that I would say I'm going to put back on you. I want to put this back on you, is how do you incorporate what I said? If this was a lot to be shared in one day, watch it 3 times. You're worth it. Your 2.0 version of you is worth this. And here's the part I really want to emphasize. Everybody's always looking for, I don't mean you. That sounds like I'm being like negative or derogatory. I don't mean that. But so many people are looking for the magic pill. Dean, you're successful now. You got money. How'd you do it? Like, There's no one answer. It's not the big things. It's the little things that add up to the big things. Like having different habits. That's why I wrote Millionaire Success Habits. Of course you got to shift your habits. Feeling like an underdog and the world's against you, you'll never be successful. Flipping that and knowing that being an underdog is actually the fuel. That's why this book is so good. I have an underdog advantage. I have a chip on my shoulder internally. Not a like, I hate everybody. No, like, I'm going to show the world. I'm going to prove the world. Tell me I can't, I must. Right? Tell me it's not going to work, I'll make it work. Like, there's things that I do. So having the underdog advantage helped change my life. Another thing that I must share with people. Different habits I must share with people. Going live every month on the 3Ms, marketing, master, mindset, and momentum. I must share that with people, right? But I think if you took away what I just shared with you today, if I took this away, this process, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would be way overwhelmed. If you're not journaling, if you're not having some kind of way of writing stuff down, if you're not deciphering the stuff that drives you crazy, the stuff that's busy work, the stuff you must do, and the stuff that moves the needle, if you're not deciphering that, there's no way you can get to another level. So you get the greatest opportunity in the world. You get a business on how to sell $20 bills for 10 bucks. I know I use that all the time. But you're not organized, you'll be all over the place, you'll never get to it. Like, oh my God, I missed another business. I missed an opportunity. I bought that damn course, I didn't get anything done. So if I don't give you this foundational stuff and you're like, yeah, I just want to get my business rocking, do this. Because the thing that might be missing in your business is not the clients, not the ability to market, not that they don't want it, not that they won't cut a check. You just don't have your shit together, right? You're working on 6,000 things at once. You're juggling stuff you shouldn't be working on. I have to give you, if you're going to put faith in me, to learn from me live month after month after month, you gotta have faith that I'm gonna give you the stuff that actually, like, you might come here wanting something. I give you my word, I'm giving you what you need. I'm giving you the stuff you need to actually move the needle. Because at the end of the day, you can just keep chasing opportunity. But if you don't change your habits, if you don't get a different mindset on being an underdog, if you don't know how to organize the 3 different things that move the needle in your world, if you don't know how to clean the clutter, say no, if you don't know how to focus and get in flow on solving problems or taking advantage of opportunity, you're going to be on the cusp forever. Do you ever feel like you're right there? Do you ever feel like you're on the 2-yard line and you just don't know how to get the ball in the end zone? These are the things that change it. If you guys are feeling it, let me know. Guys, I'm so excited. We are going into Thanksgiving. If you're, so many of you, probably half of you are in our country, but I'm giving you thanks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the love you give me. Thanks for all these incredible comments. I will be in here reading. As soon as we get done, I will spend the next half hour. I'll read all your comments, and I want to hear them. I want to hear what you're feeling right now. I want to hear what you're thinking. What do you think about what we shared today? What are you going to implement? What part is like I must do? I'm going to throw some of that away, but I must do this. Tell me what your aspirations and your dreams are for 2020. What's 2020 going to look like for you? Are you going to be doing your own masterminds, workshops? You're going to be doing real estate. You're going to take your own business to another level. You're going to open that restaurant. What are you doing? Tell me, share. I want to see it, and I will read all of these. You have my word. I will go through 100% of these. I believe what I shared with you today, and you might not feel it right this moment, might be one of the most important things I've ever shared with you. Because if you don't find the time, it doesn't matter if I teach you marketing. You're not going to be able to do it if you don't prioritize it and get it done. It doesn't matter if I teach you standing operating procedures, which I will, and processes to scale your company. If you don't have the time, you know how to organize what you do, it'll pass you by and you'll be like, why the hell is that other person getting ahead and I'm not? It could be something as simple as what we shared today. I think this is one of the most important things. I am so excited you guys are here, and also I want you to be on the lookout. Tomorrow, we put together a Black Friday offer that I put in my journal. I want to tell you how I thought about it, because those of you creating courses, those of you creating opportunities, what I thought about is the end result. Put the end result in mind, right? So you guys know, if you're here, I believe marketing, mindset, and momentum, the 3 M's that what we shared today. This is part of the right mindset. This is part of momentum, right? Like, if you don't have this, how do you get the energy to push it, right? So I love those 3 M's, and I was trying to think of what would be, how could I create the 3 M's in a huge way? So literally in my journal, I started writing down what would be the end result. Well, I want somebody to stick with this, because some people dabble. And how does it feel when you dabble? Think about this. Yes, please keep writing all this stuff. I want to see all of it. Think about if you dabble in a relationship, How's that work out? Dabble with the diet, dabble with the gym. Don't commit to any of those. Do they work? A non-committed, dabbling relationship. Yeah, that's, you know where that goes, right? Same with money, same with a business. But so many of us kind of dabble. We pop in, pop out. So I'm like, how do I get people to eliminate dabble so I can really show them the difference and help hold their hand? So I'm like, what if I got people to commit to 4 years of working with me? Imagine if you said right now, I'm going to give you such a discount that you lock in, sign up right this minute. You and I work together just like this every month for the next 4 years. That eliminates dabbling. And that allows momentum. It allows to build a habit of the 3Ms, right? So I'm like, okay, so I'm journaling. I'm like 4 years. I started with 2 years. And I was like 3, I'm like 4 years. Get people to commit to 4 years in advance with a price that's just ridiculous. And I'm like, well, how do I get immersion? How do I meet them? I'm literally giving you the back, like you guys will see the Black Friday offer. It's just ridiculous because I want to tell you how I came up with it. So then I'm like, how do I get the immersion? How do we meet? It's like, oh, I'm doing that event with Tony. It's going to be the greatest event ever. All right, let's get him to come to an event. All right, so now I got the 4-year ongoing training. I got the immersion with Tony. I light them up for inspiration and tactics, okay? Let's put a tick in it. And I just started thinking about all the things, like how do I help them with persuasion? How do I help them with being more productive? And I started thinking, instead of thinking, what is this whole package? Like, I'm just giving you an example when you go to sell whatever it is you're selling. So many people be like, let me stack this and this, and they throw a whole bunch of stuff together. Like, oh, I'll throw everything in but the kitchen sink. I see those Black Friday offers ever. Are you guys, give me a hell yes, if you're getting 6,000 comments, or 6,000 messages on Black Friday. Is it Black Friday tomorrow? Or no, isn't Black Friday on Friday? Like, why are they out now? It's not Black Friday, it's just a sale, right? But I'm seeing so many people just stacking shit together. Like this, 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 and this. I'm like, how does that all go together? I thought through, like, how do I transform people's life? How do I give them ongoing education? How do I get them to commit? How do they have to look me in the eye every month for 4 years? How do I give them the stuff for persuasion? How do I give them some gifts, like 4 of these so you can give them away for Christmas or use them for yourself so you have journals, right? And I started thinking through all those pieces, and that's how I came up with our Black Friday. I'm calling it the Success Bundle. I think you guys are going to freak out over it. Because I knew at the end result what I want for you and worked backwards. So think about that with anything that you're creating to sell, anything you're doing in your own business. Don't think what you could stack together. Think of the outcome you can give the person who's on the other side. What do they need? Not what people, you have to sell people what they want. But our ethical job is to give people what they need. You came here today. Maybe you wanted something different, but I feel I gave you what you needed. How do we do that in a big scale? That's how I put this bundle together, and I'm so excited. In fact, Black Friday offers are everywhere. Give it to us, Dean. Okay, if you guys want, go check out the Black Friday offer. The page is up, but no one knows it's available. You're not going to get an email until Friday. So yes, Friday morning. We're doing a Black Friday offer, not a Blue Tuesday or a Wacky Wednesday. Like, this is a Black Friday offer. But if you guys are here right now, go check it out. Watch the video. Watch how I put it together. It's at, is anybody in my team in here? It's at deansblackfriday.com. Deansblackfriday.com. If anybody's in the chat, please type that in. Go watch the video. Oh, look at that. Mike Marabi, you're good, bro. Dude. Go to deansblackfriday.com, watch the video, watch what I put together. It's pretty cool. And look how I thought it together. So next year, if you're doing a Black Friday offer, if you're putting a package together for real estate, your company, your business, don't just stack stuff and give a discount and send an email. It's what everybody does. Care about the person. How can it serve them at the highest level? And how do we deliver? Guys, I had so much fun with you today. Thank you for joining us. Once again, thanks for being here. I know we're all crazy busy. We got a million things going on. You could have been a lot of different places, but we're kindred spirits. We are, because you're here learning. You're here absorbing knowledge. You're absorbing the things that you want to take and the things you're going to throw away. What I'd say is whatever you took notes on that really felt in your heart today, whatever felt in your heart really good, write it in your journal and put a time that you're going to think through it, or you're going to execute it, or you're going to implement it in your life, or you're going to get the journal. Or my journal, or any journal. I want you to have my journal, of course. I put time, effort, and energy into this, but I want you to just journal. If you don't have mine, journal on yours. Get mine whenever you want, or never. But don't just take this as another, I sat into my DIC training, I got my, a monthly fee. No, that's not what this is about. This is exponential. What you guys pay for this is peanuts. It's nothing. What I shared with you today could generate you exponentially more. Don't look at that you got what you paid for. You didn't get what you paid for until you take what I shared with you and trust me and put it in your life. Like, this is my call to action. I'm shaking you right now. This isn't stuff I'm dabbling with. This isn't stuff that I made up 5 minutes ago just to have something to talk about. This is my life. People ask me how I've generated hundreds of millions of dollars. How did I start with nothing? How do I get so much done? How am I a good dad? How am I a good husband? So all of it, one of the components, not all of it, one of the components is what I taught you today. So use it, try it, test it, come up with your own version. Get clarity in your life. Get rid of the clutter. Don't dabble. Commit. Go to another level. If you want to go to the next level, remember, it's work. It's not easy, but guess what? It's absolutely worth it. And one last thing. I see Tanner just popped me up a message on here. If you go to DeansBlackFriday.com, if you get the Black Friday offer, which is insane and crazy, I'd love for you to get it. One of it is working together in this environment for 4 years straight, like committing to 4 years, once a month. Of course, you get all the recordings. If you decide to get the Black Friday offer, if you're currently paying $100 a month or $97 a month or whatever you're in, or you are part of a program and you got a year's worth, if you got that, we'd immediately stop charging you monthly and you get 4 years. It's part of the deal, right? If you're part of KBB and your year's running out soon, we extended a year from when you're done. So just know that as you go in there, that's that. All right, guys, thank you for being a part of this inner circle. I love being with you guys every single month. I am going to sit right here in this spot, and I'm going to read all of your comments. So any feedback you want to give me it to me right now. I'm literally not going to get out of this seat until I read these comments. I appreciate you so much. I'm thankful for all of you. If you are here in the States, have an amazing Thanksgiving tomorrow. And for everybody, happy holiday season. We get one more time together before the end of the year. We're going to rock the house. And I'm grateful. You make me a better version of me. When you teach, you grow. And you allow me to teach, you allow me to serve, and allow me to be the best version of myself. So happy Thanksgiving. I'm grateful for you. And go check that out. Let me know what you think of the DeansBlackFriday.com offer. And we'll see you soon.